Oh, hello. Welcome to the 2013 Hundie Challenge. Today we're going to be discussing When Are They Going to Get to the Fireworks Factory by Wolf Blitzer. Dee-doo-dee-doo-doo, dee-doo-dee-doo-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo, dee-doo-dee-doo-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo. Okay, this book was so boring and pointless that I have literally no takeaway from it. There is nothing I can tell you about this book. I could Wikipedia it maybe and tell you something I got out of it later. But reading it for myself, and I read every word, just like I did with, Finnegan's Wake, I got nothing out of it. So I'm just going to talk about something else today, as long as I've got a couple minutes and nothing to talk about. Because I wish that I had found a video like this before I started this challenge. So what I've been thinking about lately is things that I wish I had done starting off on this challenge. So if you decide that you want to do this and read the 100, modern library top 100 books yourself sometime in a given point of time, here's your advice, straight from me, the guy that's doing it. So the first thing I want to say that I wish I had done is I did not realize how many of these books were in the public domain and therefore were available for free for the Kindle. Now, I don't have a Kindle, but I, like most people, and I assume if you're watching this on the internet, you have YouTube and you probably have an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you can download a Kindle app, or you can download it on your computer if you're so inclined. So what I would do if I was doing this all over again was, the first thing I would do is I would search through the Kindle store and find how many books were public domain and were available free on the Kindle store, and download them all onto my iPhone. Now, since I discovered that, and since I've been doing that, I've realized that even if I don't have a library book with me, when I have spare 5 minutes, I could be on the can, or I could be, just, waiting at the vet's office, or whatever you're doing. You can pull out your iPhone and go through a couple pages of a book, and, if there's 15 or 20 books that are available for free, just by doing it real gradual like that, you'll get through it eventually. Or you can go ahead and sit down and lock it down. But I feel like reading in your spare time, you're going to gradually be picking stuff up as you go along. Second thing that I wish I had done, which unfortunately I waited until May to do, I was kind of equivocating on this, but I decided that if I want to get through this, I'm going to have to do some audiobooks. So I hope you don't think any less of me. Actually, I don't really care what you think of me because I'm doing this challenge, so it's kind of on my own terms. What I would do if I was you and I was starting out on my first day, or December 31st or whatever, I would look up how many of these books are available at your local library or in your local library system in audio format. I have picked up a book. We'll get to that maybe in the next couple of weeks. It's been very slow for me, but I don't have very much of a commute. But there is a good, half hour, 45 minutes a day that I spend in the car, that now that I've been listening to an audiobook, I realize that's just wasted time, that I could have been reading. So, again, if there was maybe 8 or 9 or 10 books, I'm now reduced to, in both of these cases, just what's left. I realized Howard's End, which I got from the library, was available on the Kindle, and I'm sure that some of the more popular books I've read, like Catch-22 and the like, were available in audio format. So I would also grab up a couple of audiobooks and start listening to them when you're in your car, when you're making your commute to work. Then, once you have those done and you've made up that list, that's the other thing I would do, is I would make this list all up ahead of time. I mean, I made the list, but all I really did was arrange it alphabetically by author, because I figured all I would be doing is going through the library and just finding the ones that were there. But a lot of them aren't necessarily in my library system, so I'll have to order them through the ILL, the Interlibrary Loan, which is your best friend. I used to work in a library in college. I wasn't like a professional or anything, I was just like a desk clerk. But the ILL is basically, if they don't have a book, so like you saw maybe on my copy of Zuleika Dobson, that was not from my library. That was borrowed via interlibrary loan from another library system somewhere. I don't know, Ohio or whatever. So then I would make the list of the things that you know is not in your local library system and order those fairly rickety-tick ahead of time. So that's just a little bit of advice that I've got for you if anyone decides to mount up on this challenge. Take your spare minutes, use your iPhone to read the things that are on Kindle, which there's a good 15, 20 of them that are free, and unfortunately some of the ones that I've already gone to the trouble to get the library book and read, because you're not carrying your books with you everywhere, but you're most likely carrying your iPhone with you everywhere. And second, get the audiobooks, go ahead and start listening to them. If I'd started this 5 months ago, I bet I would be another solid 4 or 5 at least books up on this list. Real sorry to Virginia Woolf. I didn't get it. I have no idea. There was this Lighthouse that they didn't want to go to, and then in the end they did. It was really stupid. I had no takeaway from it. So sorry about that. Don't read this fucking book. It's terrible. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and gosh, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next time. It could be an audiobook, or it could be a Kindle book, and now you know why, and now I have prepped you for that. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.